Now, are there barriers to inclusive parenting?
Yeah, parenting. Both parents, if it's a blessing, honestly.
She's blessed.
She's blessed because fathers are the first ones to run and leave the child and the mother to Wajisot.
Yeah, I think I've heard a few stories of someone saying
yeah,
the father
abandoning the
completely
child
yes.
and the mother, that is already again trauma.
It's
traumatic.
Mm-hmm.
It is adding on to, okay, let's forget for once that this child has disabilities or different abilities.
Mm-hmm.
This child is human before everything else.
Mm-hmm.
They have emotions.
They do.
They understand pain more than anybody else. They know what makes them happy. They communicate.
Mm-hmm.
They communicate. So when the father leaves, for example,
mm-hmm.
the child already is facing rejection from their own.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not their own doing, as per se, right? It's no one's fault, really. It's about accepting this as God's will and living with it. That is what real faith is all about.
Mm-hmm.
The other barrier is, again, financial constraints.
Yeah.
Right? The parents have to work harder economically to raise their children, plus the one that has a different ability.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing is that I wouldn't want to say that Kenya is one of those countries, because Kenya is far more advanced when we do benchmarking with other countries. We're far more advanced in our inclusive education. We're far more advanced when it comes to the overall inclusion of the child in the school system with the stage-based learning and everything. But the facilities after that are limited, right? The hospitals charge same rates that they would charge for, And so those challenges are there because you're still catering for 4 children, for example, one needing more resources for a longer time. And therefore, it's very important for us as a country, as a community, as a society to work together. Ubuntu. It boils down to Ubuntu.
You know why I'm smiling?
I know. Because it really boils down to Ubuntu. Yes. You talked about tradition. That's the tradition we need to follow.
Yes, I absolutely agree. Are there examples of successful programs or community, practices that support persons who have children, with disability?
There's so many. If you look at again, I am a bit limited, so forgive me. I'm limited in my industry in the sense that in the education industry, we are the only country that is known to have teachers who are blind and teaching students who are blind themselves.
Wow.
We have teachers who are on wheelchairs, who are also, going about their profession, despite all the challenges that they're facing. In our curriculum development, I think I'm very proud of that myself. I just wouldn't be able to name the institution, but we have directors who have different abilities. Some are blind. Yeah. Some are they have cerebral palsy. Some of them have other physical disabilities. Most of us have invisible disabilities. Again, nobody talks about it. Some of us are dyslexic. We have doctors in Kenya who are dyslexic, but they are top-notch doctors. So when I talk about programs, I don't like talking about it from an institutional perspective. Yeah. I talk of it from a national perspective. Okay. Look at our Paralympics. That's a star on our shoulders.
It is. So there's a lot. I think there's some time back, there's a lady who, I don't know, she works with which minister, was on TV because she didn't want to move her office to be, destroyed and moved to the other. I'd liked it that she was standing for, her rights, and she knew that she may not be safe. They had the sign, and she wanted to communicate that effectively. So it is true what you're saying. I mean, we could be a step ahead.
We are. I assure you
we are. We are. Okay. Wacha nirudi kwako kidogo. Nimeona umeegemea sana kanisa. Umesema wakati mwingine ukiwa umehisi uchungu na uzito wa uzazi ambao unafanyia mtoto wako. Unachukua muda, unaenda unasikiliza nyimbo za Mungu, ukitoa machozi, ni kama kujiondolea hiyo mzigo kidogo. Kanisani uko na watu ambao wanakushika mkono, ama uko na kikundi ambacho kinakusaidia ukiwa kanisani?
Kanisa lote linanishika mkono na huwa wananipea tu imani, wanasema siku moja mtoto wako atatembea na ataongea. Nashukuru kanisa langu sana, hata mchungaji, wamama tunakuanga na fellowship. Kila mara wakiomba lazima wataji jina ya mtoto wangu.
Okay. Na wewe ni kweli anavyosema umebarikiwa, because kila mahali uko na support. Kwa wenzako ambao mnakutana na wao kwa kile kijikundi, kuna wengine ambao hawana hii support yenye wewe uko nayo?
Wengi hawana, kama venye madamu amesema, mwingine unasikia mume alimtoroka, amemwacha na mtoto. Vitu kaa hizo. Wengine wanasema hata familia imewakataa. Wanasema kwao hawana mtoto kama huyu ni wako. Unajua mtu akiwa mbaya, kama mko bibi na bwana, wanasemanga huyu ni wako. Kweli,
ni kweli. Sijui kwa nini tuko hivyo. Inaanza kuegemea pande wa mama. Inaacha kukua pande wa mwanaume. I think it also comes out that also when you mention, I think majority of I don't know if we are being we are sidelining the men. I don't know why it is easy for men to, walk aside and say, no, that's not my child. I'm not caring for that child. My family cannot be associated with that kind of a child. I wonder why it is so easy for them, and it's not very easy for women. What would you say about it being easy for men to walk away?
I think, when you talk about the father's heart, the father has a big heart. We have to give them that credit.
We do.
The father loves their child, if not equally more than the mother. That's a fact. But it is how we have brought up this boy child, the child within the father.
Wow.
What have we taught this boy child? Because a lot of the times you'll find these fathers coming back to their children and they regret what they did.
Wow.
You'll find that a lot of the times they will come and tell the mom, I apologize. Unfortunately, it's on the deathbed, or when, they've been diagnosed with a deadly disease or something, but that realization comes and they man up, if I may put it that way. But when you look at this person, I always say behaviors make a lot of sense, because you have to look at their upbringing. We are not bringing up the boy child with the right emotional intelligence.
Okay.
And we throw everything on the girl child. If you think about it, the mother cannot separate from the child. We even say that for the first 1 year, the child does not even see the mother as a separate entity. And that is why they'll say Papa before they'll say Mama. Because Mama is part of me. But Papa is now the other identity that I can associate with.
Interesting.
So it's for the fathers to sort of man up and mature up and realize that for this child for this child's upbringing, for the sake of this child's mental health, emotional health, for the sake of the mother's mental health and emotional health and physical health holistically, the father plays a very huge role. When the father accepts the situation as is, everybody around him will, how should I put this? The father is a protection. Once the father is accepted, nobody will enter that territory.
I agree.
But the minute
that's why it is so sad. Yes, that's why it is so sad when they don't accept, or if the male figure in the home does not accept it. And it is also sad that majority of the time it is easier for the man, who is supposed to be the first person to, accept. What would you tell, the men who have actually run and left the children behind because of disability? Maybe they're struggling with something, or they're struggling. To accept it. What would you tell them?
You can't run away from it. How long will you run away from it? We know for a fact when they come attempts to talk to us and say, I left this child, I abandoned my wife, I shouldn't have. There's a lot of regret in them. So we tell them, number one, accept it. First of all, humble yourself before your Creator. That's important. And give thanks to the Creator. I'm not a Christian, but every time I think of Joseph's story, or I think about Abraham, you humble. It's the father who humbles himself before God.
Yeah.
When the man humbles himself, there are more blessings that come with it, this prosperity in life. And then give your child that love, because that is what completes the child. The child is more disabled when we don't love the child for who they are.
Wow.
We complete the child with love. The mother's love and the father's love are two different kinds of loves.
They are.
And the child needs both of them. So when you're denying the child your love, you are adding to the disability. You're not taking away from it, from them.
I agree.
So you owe it to the children.
Yeah. Now that we've talked about, fathers, stepping aside or, having that difficulty in accepting more than, us women, there are men who have, like her husband, who have, taken it with all their heart, as much as they struggled to pick it. What do you think would be, what made it, easy for them compared to the others who would run away?
I think that the father who is accepted would probably be the best person. But I think if I go with my experience, it's seeing the light in the child. They'll tell you, I know of parents who have abandoned their children and given them up for adoption and gone back and picked up the child and said, no, I feel like a part of me is missing. So a person who is, again, connected to their household. They're not connected to the family. They don't have, how should we put it? They don't have this sort of bond, But those who are household parents, who hold the house together, they'll tell you there's something missing in our house when we don't have this child.
Yeah.
And that is why it's important for the parent, especially as I keep saying, they need to mature up, man up, and realize this is their house.
Yeah. We have women who have not accepted as well. Kuna watu wenye kwa kikundi chenu, kuna watu wengine washa mtoto kwanza ndio wakarudi, ama mpaka sahi bado wanang'ang'ana kukubali na kidogo hawajakubali bado watoto wao venye wako.
Kuna wengine hawajakubali.
Kunao? Unajuaje hawajakubali? Ni nini wanafanya inaonyesha bado hawajakubali?
Kwa sababu kuna ule mama akiwa na ule mtoto, ampati ule upendo.
Okay.
Mpaka hata kuna wengine wanasema hata anatamani afe, amuondoke. Unaona? Wako.
I think there's something we talked about last time, the healing touch of a person with disability. And I know she will be able to confirm that.
Yeah.
When you're feeling the lowest, we say when the child comes and hugs us, we feel good. But when these children hold us, they hold us in our space. You actually feel it's God touching you because it's a divine touch. They know, by the way, they know that this other person is facing challenges as they're bringing me up. They have that intelligence. They may not have the language as we know it, but they know it in symbols or some sort of, they have a communication tool with themselves. They'll always come and give you grace, and you would feel God has touched you. And that so many parents have come and told us that. So I don't know if she's ever felt that when the child holds her, akikushika unasikia. I don't know how to explain.
Si kushiko ya kawaida.
Kabisa ni ukweli.
Hebu tuambie inahisi aje.
Sasa ukiwa na ule mtoto, kama wewe ni mamake, mwenye madamu amesema akikushika, unasikia kushika si kushika ya kawaida. Yani ni kama kuna kitu kwa pale ndani na kuambia pia umshike, pia nawe unasikia moyo wako umefurahi, umetulia. Yani uko na ile upendo. Na watoto pia wanataka upendo. Kama una upendo ata sense. Anajua haraka sana, werevu sana.
Ni nini umebadilisha tofauti na venye umekuwa ukitunza wale watoto wengine? Ni nini umebadilisha ukitunza huyu mwingine?
Hasira. Nilikuwa na hasira sana nikilea wale wengine. Lakini huyu sina hasira, naye itabidi nimbembeleze, nimuonyeshe ule upendo. Ndio pia naye afeel kuna mtu anampenda. Juu ukiwa mkali kwake anajua. Kama huyu akifanya makosa mwambie bad boy, hata kama ako pale lazima atalia. Atajua ni kitu mbaya amefanya. So ukiwa naye unamwonyesha tu ile upendo, unapunguza hasira, ukimuongelesha, usimwongeleshe na ile sauti ya ukali, unalegeza sauti.
Kwa hivyo umebadilisha kabisa. Na pia umebadilisha kwa watoto wengine ama ni
yetu? Kwa wale wengine pia.
Umepata tu kila kitu imeshift. Okay. So let me ask you, Sonia, what trends or policy shifts could improve the lives of children with disability?
I think, first of all, if we had a policy against abandonment, you can't abandon your child. This is your child.
I think I agree.
To just accept
I agree with that policy.
And if you don't want to, perhaps if you feel that you're, again, mental state, every one of us is broken. We're all broken somewhere, somehow.
We are.
The system broke us. Life broke us. We're broken. But if you feel that you as an individual, you're not able to fully embrace it yet, at least don't give up on your responsibilities. You can't leave the mother and the child to fend for themselves. How many people, how many of our Kenyans do we see on the road struggling? Many. Why? Because their loved ones abandoned them.
Yeah.
Don't abandon them. There should be a law against that.
There should be.
I think the other thing is that although, again, we really are the torchbearers in this as a country, we have stronger policies to protect people with disabilities in Kenya, but institutions are not
implementing?
They're not implementing it the way they should.
Okay.
They look for shortcuts.
Okay.
You get me? Putting up a ramp in a place does not mean that it is disability friendly.
There's a time I sat in a meeting with some people, and we had a lady who was on a wheelchair, and she told me she leaves work at around noon because she cannot stay until evening because of there's no toilet that is conducive or is friendly for her. And I was in shock. I don't know if that organization understood or understands how much they're missing on that person not being at work from afternoon because of toilet. So I think, we may be having a problem with I don't know what we can do to ensure that people implement, because as much as we're talking about raising children, we have adults who are, have outgrown, they have struggled and, they've aced that journey and, come out of it. But now we are still not holding their hands when they're, becoming adults, and we're not giving them that opportunity to give their all. So I absolutely agree with you that we are not implementing as we should be implementing.
So we talk about inclusive education.
Yeah.
We've talked about inclusive parenting.
Yes.
What about inclusive workplaces?
I agree.
How inclusive are we? Again, people have meltdowns. Meltdowns can happen because of so many reasons. And then you label this person and say this person is, you're not able to understand them for who they are. You're not able to accept them. How will this person thrive? And we don't even give our people those opportunities because of their disabilities. We assume they cannot do it. Have you let this person tell you themselves
that they can't,
whether they can or they can't? Did you give them equal opportunity? Did you give them equity? No, we don't. So policy makers are perhaps doing their work.
Clearly.
I always say this, we question the government, but do we question ourselves? What are we doing? And the government is doing the right
because
things.
We are supposed to mirror what the Constitution says or
and
what the policies are giving us.
Policies are saying, what are we doing for our country? What are we doing for our people? We also have responsibilities towards them. So it's not just the government needs to have done this. Now, wakifanya, what do we do? How many times have the government built ramps across the road? We still run,
I know.
And how many accidents do we see?
So many.
In a week. It's scary. That is leading to disabilities. So you're not born with a disability. You've had an accident. We've had people who have been shot in the back and they've now paralyzed. That's a disability that did not come with birth. So how accepting, how inclusive are we? It is about the implementation, about the intention, and most importantly, about the vision.
Yeah.
Do we have a vision for each and every Kenyan right next to us? Not as hawa wengine, in our local area. How empowered our Kenyans around us?
Wow, that's a very important question.
It is indeed.
Yeah, and I don't know. We need to accept that, disability does not only come from birth. No. It can catch up with any of us anytime. Yeah. Wacha nirudi kwako kidogo. Ametuambia anaonaje jinsi policies zinaweza tengenezwa ndio zitukubali, na amesema mara nyingi zimeshatengenezwa na tuko na policies nzuri. Mahali ambapo unatembea na wale watu ambao unakaa na wao, unahisi ni kama wanafanya vitu ili kukusaidia, na kuna tu wachache ambao hawakubali, ama wengi hawakubali mtoto alivyo, ama hawakukubali kama mtu mwenye ako na mtoto mwenye amebarikiwa tofauti na wengine?
Ni wachache ndio wanaweza kukubali.
Wengi. Una imani gani na mtoto wako? Ni nini unaona ukikaa naye unaona hapa mbele kutakuwa vizuri?
Niko na imani mtoto wangu atakaa hivyo alivyo, ata-achieve milestone, atatembea, ataongea. Hata kama itachukua muda, niko na imani ata-achieve milestone. Na atakuwa sawa kama watoto wa kawaida, na hata shule ataenda, atasoma kama watoto wa kawaida. Hiyo ndio imani niko nayo. Na pia mama mwenye watoto disability na wahimiza, kila kitu kiko na sababu. Mungu ako na sababu kutupatia watoto kama hawa. Mbona alinipea mimi akakunyima wewe? Alijua huo mzigo utaweza kubeba. Na kitu kizuri ndio kinasifika. Kuna wakati niko na imani watoto watatembea na wataongea.
Mimi pia naamini na wewe.
Amen.
Kama kweli naamini kuna siku watatembea. Na una imani ipi na wale watu ambao wanakuzunguka? Wale wenye wamekutendea mabaya, ama wamekwambia vitu vibaya, una imani gani na wao? Tumeshawaambia sasa hivi tukiongea, tumesema kuwa serikali imetupatia guidance ya kufanya vitu kwa namna nzuri, lakini tumekubaliana hawafanyi venye wanapaswa kufanya. Una imani gani na wao?
Mimi naweza sema katikati ya watoto watu waangalie kama sisi wazazi wetu kuna watoto disability. Kwa sababu kuna familia zimetenga wale wazazi.
Kweli.
Unaona? Na kuna familia zinakubali. Sasa serikali ituangalie, lakini pia nashukuru serikali kwa sasa kuna certificate ya disability. Tumepewa kama wewe ni mzazi, unakuwa na hiyo certificate. In case ukihitaji kitu kama pampers, kama dawa, kuna watoto wengi wako na disability, wako na convulsions. Wengine wako na shida ya moyo. Na hizo dawa ni bei ghali sana kununua. Sasa nashukuru serikali kwa sababu mzazi ukiwa na hiyo certificate ya disability, ukienda kwa hospitali kama hapa Kawangware, ukienda Riruta, Gatina, hizo dawa unapata. Pampers unapata. Lakini shida sasa saizi madaktari wamegoma. Hata niko na kitabu pale kwa tumepatiwa, nikienda nacho mahali pale, kama kuna mtoto dawa yenye anatumia mapampers napewa. Lakini sasa ukienda madaktari wamegoma, unaona hizo vitu ziko pale na huwezi pewa. Hao watoto wako na shida ya calcium. Dawa ya calcium iko juu sana. Chakula zao pia ziko juu sana. Sasa kama mzazi haufanyi kazi, utasaidika aje?
Kwa hivyo serikali pia ikaze kamba kidogo. Hata kama wametupea policies nzuri, watusaidia hapo kwa implementation, si ndio? Na wahakikishe madaktari wamebaki kwenye hospitali ili watoto wapate mahitaji yao.
Kabisa.
Okay. Sonia, do you think there's anything that I've left out that you'd like to address, especially on parenting children with disability?
I think we've covered pretty much everything. I'm sure your audience is going to send you enough questions and insights. But I think one thing we need to understand is that we are their voice as parents.
We are.
And it is just the way we've shaped the other child, we're very proud when we say my child has achieved, 1 to 3 academically, and my child has, the way she said, in her heart, she knows that her child will achieve it. Celebrating each and every achievement. That's the beauty of parenting. Because those small victories is what the child will remember even after we are gone. The child will have enough, what's the word I'm looking for? Whatever you have taught them in their childhood is what the child goes and implements in the adult life, in the world that they're creating. These children are not any different.
No, they're not.
So again, how we treat them is how they will treat people when they become adults. The kind of expectations we have of them now is the kind of expectations they'll have. So I always tell parents, and we're all together, these children are our mirrors.
They are.
See them as God's children. See them as God's gifts, and remember that they're the ones who are going to give you grace even after we are gone. So we cannot forget the role that we play in their life. Is in ours we say that God, the Creator, is Akash, meaning like you can't see God, you can't touch God, in the physical essence. So your parents are God on earth. They are your gods on earth. So are you really being godly towards them? So as parents, how are we with our children?
Yeah.
That's the bottom line, really.
We need to accept that we play a vital role in our children's lives, no matter what the child is or any disability that child comes with. And we are also encouraging the fathers, please do not run away. Don't. The child needs you, and the mother's love is not enough. That circle is not complete without the father's love.
Sure.
So what advice would you give parents and leaders responsible for child well-being, especially children with disability?
Don't undermine their abilities.
Don't undermine their
Don't
ability.
undermine. They're of different abilities. It's like, I remember I was being told this by a professor. She said, when I'm in a classroom and I'm looking at my students, I see a garden. It's beautiful, and there's no one flower that looks like the other flower. There's no one flower that has the same essence as the other flower. This is how we are. You're our leaders. We chose you. You have a responsibility. If anything, you have a godly responsibility towards us, and to ensure that in your garden, under your leadership, under your care, your garden is thriving with everything that it comes with. So what you make of it is really up to you. We know of countries across the globe that have very strong, voices that talk about inclusivity of disability, if I may put it that way. And these countries are thriving. They are looking for solutions. They're looking for solutions for their people, and that's why they're thriving. So if we are going to be inclusive as leaders, we will thrive as a country. You will thrive as a leader. You'll be loved by your people.
I agree.
Next election, we guarantee you're going to have a seat because you are loved by your people.
I agree, absolutely.
You have done good work. And that work will continue for years to come.
Yeah. They should take that seat and sit on it properly.
It's your legacy that you're leaving with us.
Absolutely. I totally agree. Ungependa kuambia nini wazazi wengine wenye wako na watoto wenye wako na ulemavu?
Ningependa kuambia wazazi wasifiche watoto kwa nyumba, wajikubali. Ujikubali na ujitume. Maana watoto nje kuna therapy ni za bure. Kuna wazazi wanafungia watoto kwa nyumba hata hawatoi nje, wataki waonekane. Wazazi kama hao ningependa kuambia wasifanye kitu kama hiyo, kwa sababu huyu mtoto hautajua akiwa mkubwa atakuwa nani. Ata-achieve hiyo milestone. Sasa ukimtoa afanywe hiyo therapy, aonekane nje na watu, atakuwa sawa. Wazazi kama wenye kuna disability wasiwafiche kwa nyumba na wawapende vile walivyo, na wazazi wajitume na wajikubali.
Asante. This brings us to the end of the show. I want to leave you with one thing, and I want to reiterate what Sonia has said. We are a garden, and all of us have a different form and a different scent. It is a blessing from God to be able to have that child, and God choosing you to be able to parent that particular child is because he knows you can do it to the best of your effort, and that is what that child needs. For the fathers who have run away, we are telling you the circle is not complete without your love. Until we meet next time, bye-bye.